Fade out.
Interesting. And
Riot.
there we go. Don't even have to close the chat, just have to change to scene 1 and get underway. AL versus CLG. We've got my overlay right around, and we are in game number 2. See whether AL can make it a clean sweep, 2-0, or if CLG are going to spring something on us. For now, they are starting with what looks to be quite an aggressive start. They're going to go and invade this bottom side of the jungle. Not normally what you'll see from CLG.
They're well known for their passive level 1 jungle play, as I've learned over these past few weeks, watching them be passive in the jungle at level 1. They're coming from an angle, though, where Slepper will spot them and he will be safe. Unless something happens. Like a flash Irelia stun could be enough if they get revealed by Karthus. Or actually Krepo could get a great catch onto Slepper right now.
No.
Aww.
He missed. They did spot Slepper, but they're just going to rotate themselves around to the red buff.
Slepper takes a nice little skittle to the face. I will say this, I actually like games that aren't determined by a level 1 fight. Like, I hate it when you see somebody, like, 3 people get caught out and they all use all their summoners and they still die. It's like, oh man, that's not fun.
We're waiting for maybe that one person to stray off. It's not going to happen. ALR.
I think we might see Extinct actually poke in the bush with a Q, but no, it's just going to be a nice little normal jungle start for Absolute Legends. No, not even checking to see if they're there. They don't care. They will give up that red buff. And they will lose the red buff actually at this rate.
And there goes the wolves. So that's the wolves to start. Snoopy going to grab himself the red buff. They also managed to stop Prepared and Slepper from taking the golems, so helping out their bottom lane while they're there.
A little bit of pressure. They actually counter-jungled their own jungler a bit by doing golems. They only got 1 golem, which is not a lot of experience or gold, and it's a little one. So the big one's going to sit there, still build up gold and experience, luckily, but they did steal, I don't know, 30 or so experience from their jungler in that exchange.
Snoopy didn't use his smite on that red either, so he's going to go back into his own blue buff as quick as he can.
Krepo actually diving onto Slepper at level 1 has to use a health potion. That's kind of scary and kind of risky. Though he does have 1 more health potion left, not going to be a huge deal.
Let's see. How can Young Buck do on Vladimir up against Wicked's Vladimir? After Wicked's Vladimir, sorry. Yeah.
There we go. I'm like,
we're not quite on OGN yet. This is no mirror matchup.
That's a great Vladimir skin. He looks like Irelia.
Wards in the bottom bush. Creepo was just waiting to hit level 2. He can EQ Prepared, taunting him.
Second, we see Krepo hit level 2. Alright, there might be some aggression coming out now. This is normally when you see aggression. Krepo actually inches forward in the bush.
Gets the silence for his trouble. Keeps on coming. There's the E, there's the Q. Stands to Slepper. The exhaust goes out to P straight away, but the Ignite's still ticking. He does cleanse it off. 1 more to take would have been enough, but he can't quite manage it. Prepared. He's going to take the rest of that punishment, but Slepper is forced straight out of lane.
Now, it's interesting. They could have used 2 health potions there, and they could have tried to sustain back in the lane. It would have been fine, most likely, because after that 300 HP from those 2 health pots, it would have been enough. But looking top lane, we have a gank being interrupted by a gank.
And yes, there's this bandage shot from Leona, misses completely. Young Buck's a little bit too pushed now that Snoopy's here. Snoopy's double buff, the Ignite is out. The Fear will proc, and the exhaust under the tower. First blood goes to Snoopy. Leona is going to do his best to chase, but he's just not fast enough. And CLG grab first blood onto the Nocturne in the top lane against a Vladimir, which seems slightly deja vu.
And it's going to be the exact same as last time, actually. Wicked was less likely to... Oh, actually, Wicked stunned Leona. Leona taking quite a bit of damage. Will he get caught? The red buff does slow him. The Fear sends him in the right direction, but still not quite enough damage to take him out. And actually, it's kind of the exact same thing, you're right. But it's a little different in the sense that Wicked won't be killing Young Buck quite so often. It's going to be a sustained fest, and you will see a lot of farming going on, but it's safe now for Wicked. He's going to be able to farm. He's going to get all that gold, all that experience that he needs so desperately to later dive onto Slepper in the bot lane. So kill that Vladimir early so you can just snowball your lane in the top lane. That's generally what happens. Doesn't matter who the top lane is, even if they're good against Vladimir, make sure they have a good advantage early.
Creepo doing his best to EQ combo onto Slepper. He just missed that E by tiny margin. And this time he's coming out of the bush, making sure he doesn't miss it. Silence from Prepared actually lands on a creep. There's the E, there's the Q. Slepper gets stunned, there's more burst from Pete, and there's no exhaust this time. Slepper going really low, and the kill will actually go to Creepo. But kill is a kill, and it does mean Pete is now free to farm this bottom lane without too much hassle.
Just some sloppy play coming out for Absolute Legends of the bot lane. They know that Leona can burst down Slipper so easily, but they're still going for that aggression even when he's not nearby. Actually, they're diving onto the tower. Prepared is underneath, gone away.
Sorry, my bad. The bandage toss, Meluna landing that full stretch onto Creeper under the tower, but there's not quite enough stun duration on it to pick up the kill, even with tower's help. But it did save Prepared life, and that's what matters at the moment.
Now imagine if that stun had landed at top lane instead of right here. God. That was his stun is so weird. I'm just gonna re-emphasize that. It's a weird stun.
It's a fun stun, it's a massive range.
You land that thing, you feel so good, but it is such an odd skill to land. I think part of it is at the end of the projectile, it's kind of hard to tell because it's the bandage rather than a normal nuke. The end of the projectile is actually where the animation ends. A lot of skills, the hitbox will continue past it. Kennen Shuriken, for example, it'll seemingly disappear, but still hit you. Not the case with bandage toss. When it's at the edge, it's at the edge. Same with Olaf's axe, actually. Why I'm bad at Olaf.
Yeah,
also, I'm bad at Olaf in general.
He returns to the bottom lane with Berserker's Greaves and another Doran's Blade. And Creepo has got himself a Philistone and a couple of wards. We'll see quite how aggressive these guys are going to get. Slepper, just the Dorans, no Berserker's Greaves for him. And Snoopy is invading. And in fact, Snoopy is... Yeah, where are you going, Snoopy? There's a ward in the Tribush before CLG. And he's going a very long path around the bottom side. The jungle is completely clear, but he is now in position and waiting for this bottom lane gank. Would mean a tower dive. Don't really think they're up to that.
If they land an EQ combo onto Slepper with his heal up, it should be enough to kill him. I think they were just worried there is a ward in that Tribush, in which case Snoop would have been spotted, but instead he's taking that long route. It's a great job. He gets spotted by creeps actually walking by Golem, so a bit of a misstep there. They know he's at red buff.
He does get
but they can do nothing to stop him.
No, especially with Melina in the top half of the map, and he doesn't actually clear the camp either. There we go, there's one little lizard left up.
Very rude coming out from Snoop. But then again, there's actually two different schools of thought. Actually, Wicked diving onto Youngbuck in the top lane. Youngbuck taking a lot of damage. He doesn't have the sustain to heal up from this after this fight. Wicked will go back to full HP, maybe get regen a bit of mana, and then seconds later he will go right back on the Youngbuck, who will have gained very little in comparison. But there's actually two schools of thought. Never mind.
And the bandage toss again just misses from Meluna, who flash and ults in. Wicked gets the ult down on Youngbuck. He has pulled underneath him, but that is ticking. Meluna, you're going to miss another bandage toss. We're down to 2 seconds. 1 second, here it comes. Doesn't miss that one, and the tantrum will be enough to finish off that kill. Nicely done. And Youngbuck still got the assist, so Wicked not so bad.
That was a good time to get a kill too, because you saw a big creep wave ahead of that top tower and just die. We'll see Youngbuck get one more creep wave underneath that tower. It's going to be a lot of experience and gold denied from Wicked, and top lane will equalize quite a bit now. That was a good play. We're going to see that Wicked's still up CS, but neither of them actually got the kill. That's pretty important, because that gold difference is going to be significant.
And there's another EQ combo in the bot lane onto Slepper. Summoner Heal goes up this time, but he's still taking quite a bit of damage. And there's the Karthus ult and Yellow Pete's ult. And he will drop down under the tower with another flash and buckshot from Pete as Snoopy ults in to finish off Prepared as well. Creeper did actually fall to the passive on Kog'Maw. So 2 for 1, but all the while Froggen is actually taking a lot of damage in mid from Extinct, and he's now out of mana. Extinct doesn't have the energy he wants to chase this, but Froggen needs to be careful. There's the lightning rush, there's the flash, and a brilliant counter flash from Froggen. Confused Extinct to all ends, and he will be safe under his tower. Snoopy coming around the bottom side with the double buff, and Meluna in tow.
That was a great flash. It actually almost looked like a mistake as Snoopy gets stunned by Meluna, who will immediately run away, because why does he want to fight Snoopy right now?
He doesn't, but Froggen's coming in, and Snoopy still manages to steal all those creeps.
Actually, Meluna smited the Blue Wraith.
Oh, okay.
Ow.
and CLG, they want to dragon. Snoopy's here with his... oh, he's not double buff anymore with his blue buff. Creeper pulls it out. Yellow Pete's okay 2v1 in a moment, and these two are just going to tank it and do it. Wicked's approaching from top lane, but AL, they don't have any real idea what's going on. Maluno, where are you going? You dropping a ward in the back? No, but it's dead. Oh, there it goes. CLG grabbed the first dragon. Kind of uneventful, especially as they brought Wicked down from top lane. But they are up. They are up by 2,000 gold. 4 kills to 2.
Once they saw Wicked in the river running towards Dragon, they had a good idea. But with Wicked that close and Extinct low on health still, they had no way to really fight. They could have gone in for a fight. They really could have, but it would not have ended well. Leona's going to be much more effective than Soraka at this point in the game. And any sort of chain CC would have just ended the fight in CLG's favor. So they had to give that up. But you know what? At least Youngbuck got some free farm in the top lane.
That's Snoopy waiting with his ult up. No, not quite actually. That was a couple of seconds away. Waiting 5 seconds for his ult, but he's looking to gain the top lane. Wicked charges in, does start off the trade. And that true damage is a little bit too strong, but Youngbuck can get those transfuses going, get his sustain back up, and start to punish Wicked.
He's getting into a good position to kill Wicked. Just a few more pokes and he should be able to get the ult ignite combination off onto him. And Wicked still needs to get up to that creep wave to actually sustain, which Youngbuck wants to punish, and Mundo does too, actually. So it looks like we're going to have another double jungle in the top.
Wicked dashing forward, the bandage toss misses again. There's the ult comes out for both of them, and Youngbuck really forced to pull. Wicked will be the first one to drop. Youngbuck flashes but still dies to Snoopy. Not Snoopy, sorry, to Wicked. The damage on his dot. Maluno is running from Snoopy, but he's got a red buff up. You're not going to have to do that, especially when he uses his Q. And Froggen wants to steal this kill. It's not going to be enough. Maluno does actually snare him under the tower, and wow, Snoopy was close to dropping, but not quite enough damage. 120
It's not over yet, though. Extinct's coming up from the river as Yellow Pete just murders Bear to the bottom.
Slepper is down the tower. Snoopy, trying to get himself executed, will actually die it to Maluno. And as you say, prepared fell in the bottom lane. Slepper, he's low, but Yellow Pete is safe enough to get away. That BF sword.
And to put it this way, who would rather die to? Amumu or Kennen?
I think it's going to have to be Amumu. Although,
yeah,
he will get pretty tanky as this game goes on, but we saw what Lynette could do with the Amumu, which was annoying, yes, but it was never really game winning. Not on its own, anyway.
Yeah. Amumu getting gold is great, he can stay alive longer, he can do quite a bit more damage, but Extinct needs these items fast. He needs those important Kennen items. Most likely he'll go for a Rylai's or either a Death Cap or a Zonia's, and he needs those items just to survive, to do his damage, to do his CC. Because at the moment, with the way Scumbag Crepo is doing in the bot lane, he's going to be really good at locking down Kennen and just dealing a lot of damage with his passive and just keeping him in a spot where Froggen can land those Qs, where Snoopy can be on him, killing him. As in the top lane, we have another gank being set up and another gank being dismantled. Rest in peace, gank. You had a chance.
Maluno, I mean, that top lane really is leaning towards Wicked now. Youngbuck's not having the time he was earlier, and yeah, as a result, Maluno's up there a lot. But always get a kill.
And even when he does get a kill, they've been exchanges, actually. Well, the exception, no, he did chase him that one time, never mind.
Yeah,
but like, watching the top, Youngbuck just has to get out of there every time he does anything. It's a level 10 Wicked versus a level 9 Youngbuck. This is not going too terribly for Absolute Legends. It doesn't look good, and they do have quite a few problems. And Prepared is actually almost caught by Crepo. But at the same time, this is starting to snowball. You see Wicked just keeping Youngbuck out of lane. There's lots of bad things happening for Absolute Legends in this game. And can they come back? Yes, especially with the Kog'Maw composition. But will they? Maybe not. At the same time, they have an AoE composition, and you can easily make up for a gold deficit by killing them.
Sorry, the ult comes out, and that was just burst straight down. Youngbuck under that top tower. Wicked and Snoopy, so much damage. It's going to be the dead top tower as well. He didn't even get a chance to pull. He was just dead. And
really, the fact that who's getting the kills? Wicked Yellow Pete, and Stupe. Those are all terrifying people to have kills. Irelia with kills means she'll survive Cog dives. If Stupe gets kills, it means he'll survive Cog dives. Essentially, everybody can dive on the Kog'Maw now. That's getting scary.
Yellow Pete taking a fair bit of punishment under this tower. They do not want to let the recall. We've got Extinct and Meluno making their way down. They wanted to dive it. It's not going to happen. They gave away too much. And it's going to have to be the end of it. Top tower finally drops to minions. Meluno and AL want this dragon. So far, Snoopy's here to make a nuisance of himself. And Wicked just killing that top tower. He's going to come down to the dragon pit now.
We're going to have a 5-5 if there is actually a fight out of dragon. And it's going to be in CLG's favor because of just that gold advantage. But if Vladimir lands his ult, if Kennen lands his ult very well and doesn't die, they can win a fight. It's going to be hard because Youngbuck's only level 9. Compare that to Wicked's level 11. That's a pretty big difference. They just dance back and forth.
Yeah, AL don't seem to have the perfect timer on this on this dragon. CLG are here, but the dragon's not out.
They might be setting up to just to go ahead and kill it, but CLG already there. Actually, yeah, it looked like they were setting up to kill it, but CLG didn't have the timing themselves.
CLG killed it. CLG had the timer. AL didn't. Karthus is a little bit harassed after Young Buck. He's down to half health. Snoopy is actually behind Extinct. He's going to walk straight into him. The feed goes out. He will dash away, but it still lands. Yellow Pete using their vision blocker. Froggen damaging through the wall. Yeah, still just staring at each other for now.
And letting some decent pokes out. The Slumber will start this fight at half HP if they do start it now. As Dragon is dragged to the other side of the arena.
All the way back across the river. Snoopy is still behind the rest of AL. AL don't quite know where he is. They've pinged onto that bush. They suspect he's in there. They don't really want to go for it. Now they decide there's the ult from Creepo. Wicked flashes over the wall, comes in the backside. It wants to get onto Young Buck. He knows he can tear him apart, but the pool goes out. So much AoE damage, and the first victim is going to be Creepo. Then it's going to be Slepper, sorry. 3 kills for CLG, very quick succession. Pete gets away just about. Meluno's chasing him. One more auto attack, so they're going to take triple kill for Pete, and a great juke past that stun as Wicked grabs the ace onto Prepared. CLG, I don't really think there's nothing AL can do about this now. That fight's kind of going to be how everything goes from now on.
And it's really bad to see a fight end like that because it's going to take a long time for Slaughter to reach that Kog'Maw potential. So what's going to happen in every fight is you're going to see them use all their AoE skills. That was the perfect AoE, by the way. They hit everybody except possibly in that combination of AoE. I want to say maybe Wicked, but not too sure actually. But they hit enough people for it to be significant. And at the same time, what happened? Everybody got really low, they got really close to dying, one person died. And if they do this fight one more time, what's going to happen? Well, Young Buck isn't even level 11 yet, but they just bought some more items, some more damage, some more HP on the rest of CLG. It's an 8,000 gold difference, 18 minutes in the game, that's huge. So if they get into that fight, what's going to happen? You're going to see them fight, you're going to see them lose less HP before, and then you're just going to see people from AL start dropping like flies about 2 seconds into the fight. How do I sound, by the way, audio-wise?
You sound fine again, but I'm guessing I sound terrible.
Yeah.
As they're jumping onto Slepper and Prepared in the bottom lane again. He does get away this time round. Did pop his summon a heal for it, and they're going to turn the chase. Creepo is here, but Froggen has come down from the mid lane. Slow misses slightly. Slepper is on the run. They're going to blow up Prepared instead. CLG grab themselves an extra kill. 14 kills to 5. Although, do I sound better? Because I'm not hearing that click that I was hearing before. Although then maybe because I wasn't talking, or you weren't talking.
Let me repost this Skype call. This actually could be a bandwidth issue. You sound different than before.
Okay.
One more time.
Okay. How's that sounding?
Exact same.
Now you sound worse to me.
Actually, yeah. What the hell?
You sounded fine before, and now it's gone to crap.
Okay, so you hosting the Skype call was a terrible idea, apparently.
Yeah, and mid lane they're going to go in onto Froggen. Young Buck's down really low to get his ult out, and Froggen still managed to survive it despite Extinct being close by. AL kind of looking desperate. They're trying to go kills everywhere. Pete and Zephyr, sorry, and prepared, still shoving this bottom lane. Into Pete, who's got an Infinity Edge and another Crit Cloak with his Negatrons. Still not going to do much. Snoopy and Creeper rotating around towards the red buff. There's no buff here yet, but they are going to gank onto the bottom lane from the looks of things. Prepared is exposed under the tower. Slepper has recalled and abandoned him. Suddenly, Snoopy, Creeper come out of the bush. The Karthus ult goes off. Karthus ult doesn't go off. It got cancelled. They didn't want Froggen stealing that kill. Snoopy got it.
The funny thing is, that's actually not really an important kill either. Killing Soraka, well, 0-5, it's not a lot of gold, but at the same time, they are getting this tower. They know that AL can't fight them and they're going to play scared. So they can just go ahead, roam around the map, kill who they can. Kill Slepper, for example, who is super dead. Wow, yeah, that was Graves' ult, just taking them out from far away after a flash. So they know that if they just go around the map, not even fighting as a team, just fighting little skirmishes like Young Buck up top and taken out by Wicked, what can they do about it? The answer is really nothing.
Creeper misses in his ult on Maluno, does EQ for the stun. They're not going to chase down that one. He's still pretty tanky, and CLG will back away. But they are now 4 turrets to nothing. It's 16 kills to 5. They're up 10,000 gold at 20 minutes. There is very little AL going to be able to do to come back from this. We'll see what they pick and what they try in the third game.
This is one of those unfortunate games where, yeah, it's over. Something could happen. I mean, you could see a great AoE combination coming out from Absolute. It's always possible. But for the most part, unless we see a big mistake, unless we see Citizen Wayne kicking a turret for 15 seconds, there's no real mistake that CLG can make right now that would let them get punished like that. Especially because if somebody's caught out of position, for example, like let's say we see Krepo caught out, Froggen and Snoopy can actually back them up if they're in a position where they can fight that. So it's just hard to even catch people right now. We see there's roaming around Baron. They're at that time where Baron has become a huge issue, especially because Froggen on the Karthus, who's sitting still on base. I hope he didn't disconnect. That would be something that would actually be like, okay, there we go, he's moving. That would be something that would let Absolute Legends come back in, but nobody would feel good about it. Well, no, if Absolute Legends won, they would feel fine about it, but not that great.
Let's wait and watch it. Still 10,000 gold. Still no need to Baron. CLG, they're strong enough. There's no reason to risk it. Wait and watch it out. We still need to see. Since that Dragon, another proper team fight. AL is just getting picked off left, right, and centre. Dragon should be up in the next 2 minutes.
When pings go onto it, they're getting ready for it. If we see anything come from out from AL that isn't passive play, they're going to get punished and lose. Now, the problem is, if all they do is play passively, well, you see CLG roaming around the map, picking up kills, just going for easy objectives like Dragon to them. So even if they play passively, they're going to lose in the end. This is a lose-lose situation. It's a lose-lose situation. And they got to watch out. They got to maybe go for a good pick. They got to take a big chance at some point. And it's going to be hard to find that good chance. Like right now for Dragon, it's not going to be enough. There's too tanky. Dragon doesn't do enough damage. It would require a Baron to play, but CLG didn't want to expose themselves like that, so... And I want them to do something, but I don't think they can. Some pokes coming out from AL, trying to scout the bushes. What could work is if they cap somebody after they see somebody else retreat. So like let's say they see Leona bush, they know yellow people back, that would be the time. But the Oracles actually on Snoopy is denying all their map vision. They have barely any maps on the map. They only have 2 wards. And that's not enough vision, especially because CLG is not going to back in a very silly place. Most likely. You see that a lot actually where people will back in really bad places and actually will cost them the game. I don't think CLG will let that happen. They might. It could happen. It's definitely a mistake they could make. But it's unlikely.
Creeper, Pete and Froggen are around this Baron area. They're protecting this support Leona while he starts to place some wards, getting them to vision of where AL may or may not come from. They have everything covered, and they have Snoopy coming in with his oracles to clear out AL's vision. They want to do this Baron And there's a low on wood. Snoopy takes it out as AL start to group up. We've got Slepper still in base. They now know it's clean. Just this one in the top that was pinged by CLG. Creeper gives in off repaired. They nuke him down. Extinct going to get feared off on the far side by Snoopy. Legendary Yellow Pete as he finishes off Maluna in that tight space. Slepper in the middle of everything, trying to 1v1 Pete, but Wicked doesn't let him. We'll try and get the true damage out onto Pete. Not going to be enough anyway. And that was a really quick ace as Snoopy finished off Extinct and Young Buck on his way back around. Pete flashing under the turret. That's the GG. That's game 2. Going to CLG. My scene won't change, but never mind. There we go.
GGWP. I mean, we also had a Astra with the snowball in the top lane, just winning the lanes and then having AL fight them in a team fight. It was a team fight that they actually had a great chance of winning. Had they been on equal